What is good, Rangers fans? I am Randy, and we are back for week number 2 of the GBA D-League. Of course, we're taking on CJ, coach of the Baltimore Oriolus. Now, before we jump to the video, I just want to say, I know we're on post-com, we're on Citro, though, so it's all good. Had a pretty hectic week this week. I actually played week 3 before this battle, so I had 2 battles to do tonight. And then this week was pretty rough, but did not affect Pokemon, I'll tell you that right now. Did not affect Pokemon and how it went down. Pretty good match to bring you guys here. And honestly, I'm kind of excited to bring this match, only because it's really interesting. So we have Mega Lopunny, of course, Celesteela, Mamoswine. Where are my manners? I forgot to actually introduce the video, but yeah, we're facing CJ, coach of the Baltimore Oriolus. Of course, you make sure you guys give him a look, and of course, give Aaron a look too, because I forgot to put his channel last week, so that's my bad. Obviously, we came across a pretty good win last week. We're hoping to keep that that streak going, and in pursuit of our title, #pursuit. Make sure you show your support, #pursuit in the comment section below. And yeah, guys. So also, just want to address that I did actually reach out to front office people on Twitter. If you guys did not see that post, I did that. I'm in the process of trying to decide how I want to add people. If you're interested, let me know in the comment section as well. But I'm kind of at a mix because I just want more people to help build with. That's all I really needed help with. But I'm kind of stuck on how should I draw the line of how many people do I want, because I don't want it to be to where we have like 10 guys, 12 guys, and then we all have different opinions on builds, and I can't decide what I want to use for the week. But at the same time, having so many brains can be so useful in deciding how I want to run stuff. So I'm still kind of like thinking about how I should run it, and it'll be settled the next couple of days. So if I don't get to you, it's not because I don't want you. It's because I have a lot of people I can pick from, man. So I just want to get that out of the way before we jump into it. But we got Citra, the good old fresh Citra. I haven't used it in quite some time. Thank you to Aaron for the help. And of course, CJ had a pretty good team here. So let's go ahead and actually jump into the the actual meat of this video. Got Mega Lopunny, Celesteela, Mamoswine, Jellicent, Uxie, and Rotom Heat. Pretty much the same squad as we stated in the builder, so nothing really changed. Darmanitan, Klefki, Drakion, Suicune, Latios, and Mega Latios, and the Raikou. So pretty much we expected most of this to come. Raikou was only the slight surprise, although it really wasn't a surprise because Celesteela is a pain in the ass. But everything else we pretty much prepped for. So on paper, we're looking pretty solid. Obviously, Darmanitan and Terrakion could have a possibility to be Scarf. Worrying about Mamoswine being able to handle Raikou. I mean, if it's shiny, we'll know it has Roar Sphere, probably. Unless he's trying to bait me, but it's going to have it if he's shiny. And he'll be Rash Nature. Mega Latios, of course, was always going to come. We just got to figure out what kind of spread it is and what kind of set it's going to be running. And then, of course, Suicune, we know, was probably going to be some sort of Calm Mind variant, but it's also key to find out how fast it's going to be. So those are the kind of things we need to figure out immediately. But let's go ahead and not waste much time. Let's go ahead and jump to this video. Recording it pretty late at night. If there's any bumps in like speed, that's I'm recording it live from the Citra, so I'm trying to see how it works out. If it's too fast, I'll maybe like re-record or something, but I'm just gonna give it a try and see what happens. So I leave Mega Lopunny here because it's a pretty good lead. Obviously, I can fake out whatever wants to come in. And as you see, he leaves in his Darmanitan here, turn 1, leading me to believe he's probably Choice Scarf. So I don't want to get, it's funny because one of our front office guys, Youngster Bill, told me, "Hey man, watch out, don't let Jellicent get toxic because Darmanitan or Terrakion might be packing it with their Scarf variants." And I did catch it right here. He didn't go for toxic, so I did not risk Jellicent coming in here. I got Envision for free. I mean, Toxic sucks. It sucks for Terrakion, but I mean, I can't let Jellicent get Toxic because that means Suicune probably is not running any coverage for it. So I did go for the Stealth Rocks. Probably shouldn't have went for Stealth Rocks because Klefki can just defog them relatively easily. Probably should have just U-turned just for some momentum, but it is what it is. So I did get on my rocks, as he's probably either going to defog or just stack Spike of his own if he wanted to, but he does go ahead and go for that defog. That way his Latios and Darmanitan aren't hindered by it too much. Not that Latios is, but it's always nice to have rocks up off the field regardless. So do go for the U-turn. Rocks are off, and I'm going to go ahead and head into Rotom Heat, which is my dedicated answer to this. And I'm just going to click Volt Switch because if I click Overheat and he brings in Latios or Terrakion, I lose a lot of momentum, and I pretty much lose a Pokemon as well. So Volt Switch was always a play here, as he goes hard into his Latios, not in Mega form yet, but Volt Switch still doesn't do that much damage to him anyways. And I do end up going straight at Mamoswine because I can probably bait being a bulkier AV set, hopefully try to make him not try to attack me. So I just go straight for the Icicle Crash as he goes hard Suicune. And here, is a pretty interesting. After this is a pretty interesting play to happen as well. So after the icicle crash, I kind of wanted to gauge the damage with Mammoth Swine. I wanted to click Earthquake and see how fat he was going to be. Anyways, I knew I could take a Scald from where I was at, unless he's running some sort of modest nature or whatever it could be. So I do go for the Earthquake. Actually makes his double out into Raikou, and I knocked that thing out. He definitely expected me to double on the Jellicent, I'm assuming, which is pretty cool. But I wasn't predicting this, for the record. I mean, it was it was always a possibility. So I wasn't predicting it, but I mean, it helped me out for sure. So we do knock out Raikou, so we're up 6-5 here. And then he brings in his Bruce Banner, definitely having me feel like he is Choice Scarf. So I do go hard Uxie. Again, I don't want Jellicent to get toxic. But he goes for the Flare Blitz, and here we find out that this man is freaking banded, dude. Like, Jesus Christ, it just killed Uxie. So, you know, he got me turn 1 for sure. But this lets me to go on the low bunny now and just click return. Although I really should have clicked high jump kick, because he did bring in his Klefki here. An adamant high jump kick would bring this thing down really low. As you can tell, frustration did that much damage. High jump kick probably could have killed, I think, even. I'm not even sure on that calc, based on that calc there, but you know, I didn't calc it in the game, which I probably should have. Yeah, so I do switch out Low Bunny, going to Heaterson, because you know, it's my safe switching, as he does go for the T-Wave. And here again, I can't risk him, you know, going on the Latios with Terrakion, so I just have to click Volt Switch. I can't risk it, never can risk it. So he does switch out there. I don't really know much about the Klefki yet. I mean, he only has Thunder Wave and Defog. The last 2 moves could be anything between Spikes, Play Rough, or even Magnet Rise. So I do Volt Switch out into Mammoth Swine, and here's where here's where things start to go south, just a tad bit, but you know, nothing game clinching, unless it could be. So he goes for Draco Meteor. I for some reason think I could take it staying in, but to Mega Latios, I get blown back. I lose Owl. Not that I had a real switch in anyway. I mean, I had Steela. But you know, I don't know why I sacked it, dude. I just don't know what happened. Went through my head. I kind of just thought I could stay in and scare him out or something like that. But he goes for T-Bolt here on my Steela, and even at -2, it's still doing a crap ton because I'm running freaking like no bulk whatsoever. So I could have went for a Totemize there, but I wanted to engage the damage Heavy Slam, and we see that he's very fat because I'm running max attack, Jolly, and that Heavy Slam did like maybe what 40% maximum. So like, it's a fat Latios, man. I didn't really calc to see what he could have been, but I can see I'm not winning this fight anytime soon because he probably either has Calm Mind or he can just T-Bolt stall me because I don't have any recovery. So I'm forced to go low putting on his T-Bolt or Roost, and I can try to maybe 2-shot this thing. Although I'm sure he's probably not being able to. He probably doesn't have Calm Mind, or he could have Calm Mind. It just depends if he has Psychic coverage for my low bunny. So going into low bunny helps me scout that because I don't mind taking a Thunderbolt. And if he wants to go for Draco, I can live it anyway. So I do go for the Frustration, get a crit, which is pretty huge. And he does Psychic here, and I do tank that at -2, which is always nice. But low bunny getting low is not that great for me here. And here, should have flicked HJK, man. I knew I should have done it because it's a Terrakion or Klefki switching, and I just didn't make the play. And HJK probably could have maybe done the job after that damage. Not too sure, though, because I am Adamant Nature. And here, also another big play of the game here. I had already switched into Rotom twice. The third time, he should have definitely expected it, and he made the right play and doubled into Terrakion. And this thing definitely will be Choice Scarf, most definitely, if Darmanitan isn't. And he does end up one-shotting my Rotom Heat with a crit. Definitely did not matter, unless I'm forgetting something, but definitely shouldn't have mattered. And I go on the low bunny because none of my mons can take a Stone Edge. So here I just go straight for the HJK, as he does sack off his Klefki, not needing it anymore. Doesn't really need it at all, as my last few mons are this low bunny, the Jellicent, and of course the Celesteela. So it's those 3 versus these 4. Obviously, I can't stand. I go hard Jellicent, expecting close combat, and he does catch me with the Scarf Toxic here, and that means that if Suicune's in the back, I mean, it is bad in the back, but if it doesn't have a, you know, it doesn't need a coverage room to hit me anymore, so I'm in trouble. I have to find a way to knock this thing out, otherwise I probably lose the game. So Bruce Banner comes back in on my Scald, sacking it off. Pretty good play on his part. Doesn't want to risk Suicune getting burned. Not that it would really matter because he probably is packing Rest. Or I'm not even sure what he could run, because if he's running Toxic on his Scarfers, he definitely, or on his Choice Mons, definitely means that he doesn't have any coverage move or something like that. So he brings in the Suicune, And I tried to go for Toxic, expecting to be faster, but he definitely EV'd that thing to outrun Timid, Max Speed, Jellicent. And that was always the right EVs for him. And at this point in time, this game's pretty much wrapped up here. There's only a small chance that I can win this game. And I can capitalize on it still. So it's not over yet, honestly. I'm creating some momentum here. So I go hard Celesteela because I can't touch this Suicune. I'll have a Scald. Not that Shadow Ball would do much anyway in that situation. So if you guys remember, I do have Seed Bomb. So I do go for the Seed Bomb on this turn here. As you went for the sub. As you went for the sub already. And you went for Calm Mind. And of course we expect him to have Scald. So it just depends on what his last move is. And he has the Protect, which is something that I could have capitalized on, but I didn't. But we'll check out in a bit. Maybe I do capitalize on it later on, and it'll get pretty good here. So went for the Protect just to scout and get some leftovers, and I go for the Seed Bomb once again. He is definitely timid, pretty damn fast because my Celesteela is max speed as well, and Scald does not knock me out. So from there, I do knock out his sub here. Now here, his sub is broken. I have my Z Crystal intact, and he can knock me out at +1 easily. So on this turn, I just went for Z Seed Bomb because I didn't expect him to, go for Protect, which was pretty surprising to me. I could have went for a Totemize there and then Z Seed Bombed and then, hit him with the high jump kick afterwards or return. I guess a return would have killed him after Z Seed Bomb, I'm pretty sure. So definitely a missed opportunity there. Not that it really could have mattered because I say it could matter because if I get the Z Seed Bomb damage, then at that point he's gonna have to risk something else in the back. I bring in Lopunny and I can hopefully knock it out from where it's at. I mean, I'm not sure who would have killed, but given his spread, it would have done a crap ton because he was like near max speed, and I could have put him in range of Lopunny. And from there, he has to decide who's going to, sack. He'll probably sack Latios, bring in Terrakion, and then from there it's a 50-50 with Jellicent and my Lopunny. So I could have maybe had a chance if I capitalized on the Protect, but I mean, I didn't expect him to Protect. I don't think he had a reason to Protect, but it was smart to just get extra leftovers in case I critted his Suicune, I suppose, or something like that. But, here I go for Fake Out. He didn't Protect there, which is pretty smart on him. And here I just go for the Frustration, expecting him to Protect now. Not that he really needs to, because he has Scarf Track in the backs, but he did go for it anyway. Just trying to, I guess, get the differential, which is fair. I would too, man, especially if he's trying to get a pretty good win, especially week 2. So just get that extra little bit of leftovers, and the only way I can win now is if I get a crit and make a pretty nice double. But I do go for the HJK, and it does not crit, and he does tank, and the Scald will indeed knock me out, leaving the Jellicent behind versus this thing. And I do end up running away here. I didn't want him, because he didn't have a way to hit me. He would have just protect stall me, and I didn't want to waste the time. So I do go for the Scald here, but then I just go ahead and end up running away. So it's no disrespect at all. I wasn't like mad or anything. I just didn't want to waste the extra few minutes he would have had to spend sitting here with protecting and because there was no way I was gonna win the game. There was no way, because he would have to just sack something off. I guess sack his Latios, bring in his Tarak, go for the Bandit Stone Edge, and then from there it's just, sack Latios, bring in Suicune probably, get the extra leftovers. There's no way I was going to win, so I didn't want to have to waste that time. Although looking back, I mean, he could have just scalded. He would have just substituted there and protected, so that's what he would have done. He had never going to sack anything, looking back now, because he had +1 special defense. So yeah, he would have just subbed and protected and all that stuff. So I didn't want to waste the time there. But nonetheless, the Rangers do take a pretty deflating loss, 3-0. I'm not mad. It was a great game played on CJ's part. It's just more frustration on my end, because I feel like I could have had that game if I had made that HJK play when I should have, because I already made Rotom a pretty safe switch in for him. So if I would have knocked out Terrakion with that HJK, Lopunny would have outran the rest of his squad, and I could have had a chance to do something. But unfortunately, I didn't make that play, so that's on me for playing too safe with that. And then, of course, with Mamoswine, losing Mamoswine just sucked there. Not that I really would have helped too much, but just having it around would have been nice for a sack. And yeah, Jellicent getting Toxic was also another crucial part. He made a great build, probably the best build he possibly could have made against me. So again, credit to CJ. Make sure you give him a look. I'm sure he's happy about this nice strong 2-0 start. Whereas my play, I don't think my builds were off. I think I had the right the right build for this game. Obviously, there was some flaws, but I still had a chance to win. I just couldn't make the play. I don't know why I didn't risk that HJK play, especially if I end up getting paralyzed with my low bunny. I don't think it really matters, because if I get paralyzed, I at least knock out Klefki if I hit the freaking HJK, and then Darmanitan wasn't gone yet. But I mean, at least I don't get burned from Suicune. I mean, it could have probably screwed me over later, probably, but it was something I should have risked. I had already done it twice, so that was on me. But nonetheless, guys, we do fall to 1-1. We are at a neutral differential now. Next week, we're heading up against, facing off against Goldoa Dragon, newcomer of the D League once again, coach of the New York Empoleon, as you look to bounce back. But of course, I did actually already play him prior, before this video was even recorded. So that's pretty interesting to, to note. It's kind of hard to keep it the result, secret, but obviously, I have to. That would be completely disrespectful. But nonetheless, I will see you guys next week for Week 3 of the GBA D League. Hopefully, the Rangers do bounce back. And yeah, of course, make sure if you're interested in the front office positions, make sure you do comment down below if you want to help build. And yeah, if you have any suggestions, I guess this will be my question of the day if y'all make it to the end here. But if you're running a front office, this is mainly for like content creators, but if you have a front office of people, what is your ideal number of people you want in there? Because part of me wants like more than 10 guys in there to help build and just throw stuff together, maybe do a couple of mocks. Maybe have some guys dedicated to not looking at the team, just, building their own counter team, or would you prefer something like maybe like 5 to 6 people all collaborating their own build, as opposed to, because my biggest fear is like, what if we just keep butting heads and we bring a whole bunch of stuff, but at the same time, I kind of want new ideas. I want fresh ideas. I want to pick what I think is the best one, because I feel like I don't even need to build my own teams to play well. If I have a rocking team, I can pilot it just as well as anyone could. So, I kind of don't have an issue with so many ideas, but at the same time, I don't want it to be annoying. I don't want people to get mad. I don't want people who are super like try hard, sweaty, man. Like we're all here to have fun, man. The Rangers here to have fun. # pursuit, and of course, performing on the GBA, the spotlight's always a lot of fun. So, please let me know your thoughts about the front office, and of course about the video. Make sure you guys check out CJ once again. Leave your thoughts about the front office, except Leo. Leo, you suck ass, so don't comment on my video. Please don't get your hands on the keyboard. Don't get your hands on your phone. I don't want you commenting here. I don't want to deal with you. So please, anybody but Leo, anybody but 6foot hacks comments on this video, leaving me suggestions. If Leo comments, I am not going to respond. I'm going to delete it the moment he types it in, because Leo and I, man, we don't get along. Not a fan of that guy. I just don't like him. I hate him, straight up. So, if I get dislikes for that, obviously, you don't understand what's going on. But nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed that video. CJ played a great game, and the Rangers will bounce back. I guarantee you that. See y'all next week. Go Rangers.